It's safe to say Electronic Arts isn't concerned about innovation. After the debacle that was Star Wars Battlefront 2, which caused so much uproar across the world, it's no wonder they were voted as the worst company in America. Even with the entire backlash they caused, they're still brazen about turning their games into services, i.e. swindle the average consumer into investing more than they really should. Like I said, EA isn't concerned about innovation, but during the 90s they were curious of exploring new ideas, one of which was the concept of having a racing game based on an extreme sport. Considered as the first snowmobile game, Sled Storm was developed by EA Canada, published in 1999, and was critically acclaimed by multiple gaming outlets. However, is Sled Storm still fun today as it was back then? And has it stood up against the test of time? Sled Storm has many modes on offer, but you'll be spending most of your time doing the single player championship, which is comprised into two locations, Open Mountain and Super Snowcross. The former is where most of your investment takes place, as you'll control one of 6 characters by winning races, and in turn get money to improve your character's snowmobile. Performing tricks contribute to your winnings, and this is done by using the L2 and R2 buttons, but provide little when tackling the open mountain courses. However, these circuits have shortcuts to exploit, and hidden secrets like running over a rabbit will boost your score. The courses are all well designed, ranging from frozen rivers, caves, forests and mountains with drop-offs, not to mention there's a weather and time of day settings that can be unlocked for quick race mode. Although the former focuses on racing as well as improving your avatar's stats, Super Snowcross prioritises doing tricks. Sure, finishing ahead of the pack plays a factor, but your snowmobile must be upgraded high enough in order to compete. Otherwise you'll be dealing with some prominent rubber band AI. Strange thing is, in Quick Race, once a character is maxed out, this issue becomes non-existent, regardless whether AI catch-up is enabled or not. However, your opponents will perform tricks, take advantage of shortcuts, and are prone to making mistakes. As I mentioned, Super Snowcross is all about doing tricks, and players must score big and finish first in order to advance. Some stunts can be comboed for extra points, but the amount awarded depends on what is performed, and if the same manoeuvre is used too often, its value is reduced. On top of that, some characters have moves exclusive to them, so aside from racing the opposition, it's also recommended you ascertain and memorise all stunts. If you manage to do all of these and finish with a high enough score, you unlock 2 extra characters, and like the main roster, they too can be upgraded. Sadly, because Open Mountain is the only way of improving your chosen avatar, and Super Snowcross has rubber banding if you choose otherwise, the experience does become trite when you're doing the same thing over and over. It also doesn't help that despite each character having different stats early on, they all handle identical once upgrades are applied. But one thing I'll give credit for is how your snowmobile reacts to different surfaces. For example, driving on compact snow will keep your speed up, while ploughing through broken ice will slow you down. As for the controls, they are serviceable, but aren't tight enough when your snowmobile gets faster. That's not to say I dislike the racing, but if the controls were more refined, it would have been better, especially when it comes to doing tricks, as every second airborne matters. Fortunately, the game provides numerous button configurations with the ability to remap controls, and does support analog input if you wish to use the analog stick, although personally the D-pad isn't bad to utilise. Plus, to aid steering you can lean with the bumper buttons to make tight turns. The music is led by Rob Zombie's Dragula, with other artists like Eucaline Crush, Uberzone, Easy Rollers and Dom and Roland giving industrial rock and drum and bass. Although the leading song matches the game's tone, it's a shame the rest aren't as memorable. And as for the voice acting, they sound cheesy as they all call out the stunts you're doing, yet many games of its time weren't taking themselves seriously.
Keep it real!
Sled Storm's graphical fidelity won't blow you away if it was viewed from a modern perspective, but that's not to say it looks bad even for its time. Most PS1 games get the reputation of not aging well, but Sled Storm on the other hand has held up decently, although the frame rate isn't always consistent. It's not bad to the point of being unplayable, yet in certain conditions it would either be butter smooth or suffer from slowdown. Ultimately, Sled Storm is a decent racing game as there are moments of fun, but as a whole package it lacks polish. Of course, this was not the only title EA produced, as in 2002 they released another with the same name, but featured significant changes over its PS1 counterpart. Sled Storm may not be the best snowmobile game, yet it's not the worst either.
First place!